about 10 years ago when I started getting into to coding, Mac and I had always dreamt of creating games since we were little. So we made games all the time, but it was more like board games and things like that because we didn't have any skills to code. So I wanted to do it in college, but then music kind of took off, and so I followed that. But anyway, so about 10 years ago, I started coding and then making just prototypes of games, following lots of indie developers online that I love throughout the years, watching them make games, whether it's like Jonas Tyroller or um, Thomas Brush and taking his courses. And I mean, it's just like I love following that community. So anyway, I had an idea after idea, and me and Mac iterated over the years. And then finally, we had an idea that we really liked. And it kind of stemmed from Boy Scouts. We both grew up in Boy Scouts. And one of the things that happens at Scout Camp, you go to Scout Camp like once a year and you play Last Flag. Or sorry, you don't play Last Flag. You play Capture the Flag in the forest at night. And I'm sure some of you guys played those Capture the Flag games like at PE or things like that, where you actually like hid your flag, or maybe in someone's backyard, you actually hid the flag in a tree or in a bush, and it had to peek out a little bit. And then you had like the border, like the line that if you cross, you got tagged, like the old school kind of Capture the Flag rules. So Mac and I played like a lot of CTF, like Capture the Flag games, right? Like game modes on games that we loved growing up online, but it never really scratched the itch of like the actual Capture the Flag where you hide your flag, kind of that we loved about like real life Capture the Flag at Scout Camp. And it was kind of spooky, and like, you know, there was like stealth involved. And so anyway, we had this idea of creating a game that was just Capture the Flag, but also had that mechanic of actually hiding the flag and strategizing where to put it and what defense would look like and all those things. So I've already talked too much, but that's kind of the origins of it. Mac and I started by just making a prototype together that was horrible. And then we reached out to people to help us create this game together. And it really started by me like literally getting online and going to a forum as just a stranger and putting out a request like looking for a team to build an indie game, and like interviewing a bunch of people who had no idea who I was. And then finally, when we hired a team, getting on Zoom for the first time, they were like, "Are you the guy from Imagine Dragons?" I was like, you know, it was a really interesting, fun, cool process. And they've become family throughout the years, and we love them. And now we have this big, expansive team of family. So anyway, that's enough from me. Very excited to play the game with you, and I'll turn it over to other people.